welcome to my channel. Hopefully you enjoy coming along for the ride from Melbourne to Manila. I'll be spending 3 weeks in Manila. Unfortunately, all I could fit was toys in my suitcase. Off we go. I had a wonderful welcoming that was unexpected in Manila of many of the street kids found themselves there. I had no idea they would do that. It was very, very warming. So while in Manila, I actually stayed in Binondo, and on the video I'm going to show you around the streets in a very close proximity to where I stayed. The area that I'll show you is probably within a 1 kilometre square radius, and hopefully I can get you to have an understanding of how the poorest of poor live alongside middle class people. Along the way I find many homeless people who you will see sleeping in boxes and on cardboard. Philippines is a very interesting location. It is a very beautiful city and has beautiful people, but there is a lot of hardship here. Although the other Filipinos don't have much money, they will go out of their way and try and help the less fortunate. As we're walking along here, we come across these girls. They're a little bit shy. However, they had their little brother with them, just sitting naked, had no parents around them at all. As we continue, I found a family and I spoke with them and I gave them some toys for them and their children. I sat and spoke to these people and they explained to me that they were Aboriginal people and came to Manila from their province. They were told that they had somewhere to stay, and when they arrived they couldn't contact the person, so they have no one. So I asked them where they stayed and they pointed across the street down a little alley. They sleep down there with their children, 4 children, the wife and husband. Although they're at the lowest point, they still managed to smile. The children were very dirty, but that's to be expected when they're living on the street like they are. I gave them a little bit of money to buy some dinner, and they were very, very happy with that. I spent probably 5 minutes with this family, and they were very thankful for anything that people would give them. I did have a little bit of a worry for the boy sitting on the bridge. He looked very dejected eating his ice cream. I tried to speak with him, he wouldn't even respond. I could only imagine what the children feel. They must have dreams. They must inside their head see other children going to school and wish that was them. All children have dreams and fantasies about what they want to be when they grow up. Sometimes I feel conflicted that these street children don't have dreams, that these street children don't have the fantasies that other kids would have, because they know no different. They haven't seen their family follow or find their dreams. I worry that these children don't believe that they can become a police officer or some other profession that many other kids dream of. After I said goodbye to them, I walked off a bit further down the street. And there are many people who are working. Filipino people work very hard. As you see, their work is backbreaking. So many Filipinos, they carry their goods in carts, and the carts would be very heavy. And they do that all day. Not only just do that all day in the heat, they do it in a pair of slippers. I find it hard enough to walk in slippers without carrying anything. I'm in an area called Binondo. Binondo is home of 2 of the major markets within Manila, Taban as well as Divisoria. There are always many, many people here, as well as tourists. However, I think sometimes the side of how people really live isn't shown. As we're walking along, you can see many people selling their wares, which would be very competitive, and I'd imagine they don't even earn much money if they do make sales. On the other hand, when we walk along, I find kids playing basketball on the street. They look very happy, not a care in the world. That's how children should be. But I guess these kids here are the lucky ones. They have their own basketball hoop. As we walk a little bit further, only a matter of 100 metres away, we come to areas like this. Life is drastically changed. It's where the people live when they're not on the street selling their wares. But many of the people who have market stalls, you would never expect live in these areas like they do. However, it is how they live. Walking down here, we pass some people. There's one man in a wheelchair. I really don't think the Philippines is built for people with disabilities, particularly wheelchairs. For anybody who has ever visited the Philippines, there are holes in the footpaths, holes in the road, rough surface, even poles in the middle of the footpath, making it very difficult. This man was very happy playing his guitar, and his wife was so happy, looked so proud of him. They look like they're having a wonderful time, even in the conditions that they live. I find the Philippine people really do make the most of what they have. I just wish they could all have what everybody else deserves in the world. Not have to hope for food that night. But I guess in some of the barangays here, they really do try their best. As I'm walking along, I come across a basketball court. Filipinos all love basketball. It's their national sport. No matter whether they have a court or they just have a dirt floor with a hoop, they still manage to play and enjoy themselves. However, when I walk around the corner here, I come across a basketball court with a proper floor and the kids playing there. The barangays and the government here do build basketball courts for the people. However, they would never be able to build enough. The kids here were very excited to see a camera. They were pretty cheeky, but very good fun kids. I spent a few minutes with them answering their questions. Who I am, what am I doing, why are you here, where are you from? All the usual questions that kids ask. So as I headed off on my way back towards home, as it was getting dark at night, I stopped in at the barangay's office where many of the officials were. I decided to give them toys to give out to the families, as they'd have more idea of who was the more needy. It's very hard for me with so few toys to give to the right people, and I'm sure and trust that they will make that happen. Only about 50 metres away from where I am is Tutuban now. This is Tutuban, where the middle class are. Just outside of the gates, there are people living rough, holding their hands out for food and very dirty. This is where different classes of people really come in contact with each other. Many of the homeless kids do come through here looking for food. We managed to feed 4 of the kids. Many other people here will feed the kids as well. Getting back to, even though people don't have much money, they will try and help, and they really do love the kids. If you'd like to support me, I've opened a PayPal account. I've put details in the description. I really need your help, as I can't continue to do this on my own, as I pay out of my own pocket. I will make sure all money received will go to the people in need. Thanks for watching.